Now let's take a look at some more complicated vocabulary and definitions of a vector. We'll start with talking about a vector in standard position. So a directed line segment whose initial point is the origin is usually the most convenient representative of any equivalent directed line segments. So a vector in standard position has its initial point at the origin. And it can be conveniently represented by V equals V1, V2, where V1 shows the horizontal movement of the vector and where V2 shows the vertical movement of the vector. Now keep in mind that vectors are equivalent based on their magnitude and direction. So vectors can be placed anywhere on the coordinate plane, but vectors that are placed on the coordinate plane where the initial point is at 0, 0 are uniquely convenient to be able to easily see the horizontal and vertical components of that vector. So the component form of this vector v, as I've just shown you, is v equals v sub 1, v sub 2. And that is because our original form, our original component form of any vector is pq equals q1 minus p1, q2 minus p2. Well, in the case of the component form of the vector, this vector is going to be v1 minus 0 and v2 minus 0. So notice how that second piece cancels out and it just becomes the vertical and horizontal movement. So the 0 vector is a vector whose initial point and terminal point both lie at the origin. And this vector is denoted by 0 equals 0, 0. Before we move on, I do want to point out a couple of other little things. So the magnitude or distance or length of the vector can also be found, as we said with the unit, or not the unit circle, the distance formula. But if we're writing this distance formula in vector notation, we would call this q1 minus p1 squared plus q2 minus p2 squared. And you might also see a reference to what is called a unit vector. And that's denoted by this little V symbol, and that equals 1. So that's what we call our unit vector, 1. And our unit vector can be kind of like our identity vector.